Okay, today I'm going to discuss about loops. So here we have a lot of loop commands. Okay, so today we are going to learn how to work with this set of loop commands. Before that, we need to know what is the loop. Sorry, loop. It is a block which can help us to run the same set of code multiple times. So basically, if you want to run the same set of code multiple times, at that time we will go with the loop. So for suppose you have a folder, so you need to process each and every file in that folder. Okay, so here the processing is different. The only different is the file. So that means for suppose you have 10 files, you will execute the processing code 10 times. So for that, you should not write the code 10 times, right? For suppose one folder is having 10 files. Okay. So you need to open each and every file and you have to delete the data from the file. So here remember, just you have to delete the data, but if you need not to delete any file itself. Okay. So for that, as it is having 10 files, 10 files, we should not write 10 delete commands, but we need to run same delete command or single delete command 10 times. So in this kind of situations, you will make it inside a loop. So basically you will put that particular delete command inside a loop. So and you will make that loop should run 10 times. So in this kind of situations, loop will help us. Okay. So in automation anywhere we have different set of loop commands. So we'll discuss one by one. So in our workbench here we have loop. Under loop we have lot of sub commands. Okay. Times. So first is the times loop. Times loop means how many times you want to run the set of code repeatedly. In that scenario, it will help you. Okay, so here I want my set of code 10 times. Okay, so I wrote it. So here one system variable will be there called counter that will hold the loop iteration. That means if your loop is going to execute the first iteration, that counter value will be 1. If your loop is going to execute the second iteration, that counter value will be 2. Like that it will be. So now I am taking message box. So here, so this is the general loop. If you want to run any set of code in n number of times, at that time you can use the times loop and you can give the times value as n. That means here my n is equals to 10. So that's the reason I'm saying 10. So if you want to 20, you can give 20. If you want 100, you can give 100. I don't know how much big value it will take. It is, I think, keep on taking this one. Yeah, right. It looks like there is no limit in that. Okay. So I'm going to save this one. Loops. Save. Run. See, this is the first iteration. That's the reason my counter value is 1. Next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then your loop has been terminated as it is successfully executed 10 iterations. Even though in failure scenario also it will be terminated, but in middle. For suppose here it has to run 10 times. What is the failure scenario? So I'll say wait, and we'll say wait for window. So window to open, I'll say. So untitled, this one, and waiting period, I'll say 2 seconds only. So what is this waiting period means? So here I am saying wait for window open, and it will wait for a window to open. That window title should be untitled notepad. But how long it should wait? It should wait 10 seconds, or it should wait 2 seconds, or it should wait 100 seconds. That time should be defined here. Okay. So I am just giving 2 seconds. So here, this is the error. If this one is open, okay, well and good. In the given time, if this window is not open, what I have to do? At that time, do you want me continue with the next action, or do you want me continue with the task? Sorry, do you want me stop the task? So I'm stopping the task. We will again discuss about this wait command later. So as of now, just remember this. So I'm going to close this. Save. I'm going to run from step 1. See, stop the task because here bot is failing. So it's not going to continue the remaining iterations. Like this, loop will work. Next, loop is list. List loop we already discussed, right? But again, I'm going to explain. So the list loop will helps you to loop the list variable. For suppose if list variable has 100 values, this loop will be execute 100 times. If your list value has 1000 values, it will be execute 1000 times like that. So now I'm going to loop this my list variable, because as of now I have only this list variable. I'm saving this, and inside the message box along with counter I'll put the my list value as well. You have to my list variable. So let me put this one. I'm saying 1 second. See, I'm going to run from this step. see see like this it will loop the list variable. So the list loop will helps you to loop the values of list variable. That's about list loop. Next, condition loop. What is this condition loop? So whenever you drag the this condition here, you will get lot of conditions. See, all these are you discussed in the control section. That means in if statements, the file exists, folder exists, file does not exist, like that. So these are all things will be remain same. So here just I'll explain you about this object properties loop, as it is very important. Remaining things you can practice on your own. Okay, I'll explain this condition loop at last. Okay, so internet table loop already I explained whenever we discussed about internet table. Each row in SQL query, yeah, I'll go with the this one. Each file in a folder. This one, each row in a SQL query will be covered whenever we are going to discuss about database. Okay. So this now what we are going to discuss means each file in a folder. Sorry, each file in a folder, each folder in a folder, and that's it. And condition. Okay. Remaining things related to some other specific topics we'll discuss while we are talking about those things. Okay. So okay, let me go with the each file in a folder. So whenever I drag this set of command, it will ask me.
Sorry, Sasi. Sorry.
Okay, it will ask me the folder path. So here, have to select the folder path. Let me go documents, automation files. Okay, I want to loop each and every file under my docs. Okay, I selected this one. I'm giving this. Okay, so now my requirement is okay. I want to open each and every file here. Okay, how can I open? So I need to write a open file command, right? So for that I'm going to files and folders. Here I'm selecting the open file command. But the problem is, if you want to open a specific file, you should know the file name. How can you know the file name? Because in this loop you don't know how many files will be there, right? So for that, first let me go to this particular folder path, my docs, and I am going to select one file. I'm saying open. But the thing is, I want to go with each and every file, right? For that, I'll do one thing. I'll remove this file name and extension here. I'll give F2. So here two system variables will be there. The first one is file name. So which is going to extract the file name from the folder. And next one is extension. Extension. So if your loop is in first iteration, your file name would be the first file name and the extension would be the respective file name. So that means if I go here, So what is my first file name? aa-demo.csv. In the second iteration, aa-demo.doc, and third iteration, aa-demo.docx. Like that it will be. Okay. But the only thing is, see here I have lot of files. So I don't want to work with all these files. So that what I'll say is I'll make it for only CSV files. So how can I put that condition means? Okay. Inside this one, I'll use a if command. If so, file, what is the file name? File name is a variable. So I'm taking the variable condition. I'm editing this. Here I'll say, okay, I don't want to deal with the file name extension because I want to just deal with the CSV file set. So I'm considering the extension is equals to CSV. So now I'll put this inside. So of course my loop will go through each and every file in this folder. But the thing is it will open only CSV files. So I'll show you the proof as well. See, control V paste. Here how many files we do have? From here to 33 items, right? So it should iterate 33 times. Let me put 1 second only. Run from this step. First iteration, second iteration. See, the fifth iteration it's matched. So it is opening the CSV file. See, it is opening each and every file. See, like this, it will work. I'm going to close all the things. So that is about each file in a folder. Next, each folder in a folder. We'll discuss about that. So each folder in a folder. So here I have to select the parent folder. So again, I'm going here, automation anywhere files. So here, automation anywhere, I am taking this one. Okay, save. So I am dragging this set of comments. So this time I'm taking this is the base folder. Now my bot should process with the each and every folder here. That means all these folders. Okay. So each and every folder, right? So just I'll simply make it open folder only. Okay. I don't want to make it complicated. So again, I'll go with the files and folders and file. Does it have the open folder command or not? Yeah, it is having open folder. So here I'm going to select the path. Where is my parent folder? Automation anywhere files. Automation anywhere. So after this, I am giving slash. I'm giving F2. 1 second, guys. So now I want to view the folder name. Right? Folder name. So here we go to here. First it will open my task, then it will open my task, then my script, then my workflow like that. My metabot like that. I'm running from this. Opening the all my workflow, my task, my script, my metabot, my task, my task. So like this will work. So this is about each folder, a folder. Okay. The important one I will do that I am opening the folder. Stop. Let's give me some result. Now my requirement is I want to extract all these titles along with what? Let's see how we do that. So in the when if you remember, whenever we are doing the object loading to perform the same option, I took the iteration as a 3. That's the manually I took that. If it is not,
Sasi,
yeah.
your voice is breaking, not clear.
Oh, sorry. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Thank you. Okay, so whenever we are discussing about object cloning, at that time also we perform this operation with the some other example, right? So at that time I'm extracting this title along with the URL into a message box. But at that time I took the loop as the 3 times only. But here we have multiple values, right? So I want to loop through each and everything, but I don't know how many records will be there. So to handle this kind of situations, we have a condition in the loops. Okay, so I'm going with the loop condition. I'm taking. So my condition is object properties. Okay, I'm editing this. Okay, so here I'm going to select the page. This is my page. I'm capturing. I'm saying okay. First, let me go on. Let me put this in a position. Okay. Again, I'm going to recapture this. Okay, this is the block I want to extract into a message box. So I'm saying loop. If this object exists, again I'll perform object cloning. Again, I'm taking the same one and I'm going to capturing the same one. Yeah. done. So I'm getting the okay. I think it's not captured properly. Let me recapture again. Recapture this parent one as well. Okay. Say again I am taking object cloning. So here again I am taking this. Again I perform the same object. So here get properties. I want to get the inner text and I will put it into a variable and message box. And here I'll give prompt assignment. Once it's done, saving this, but okay. Thing is, we need to go one by one. That means I captured the first object only. So if my control should go to the next object, I need to perform the object customization. So we already discussed about the object customization whenever we are discussing about the object cloning. So just I am performing directly now. So I am taking this path here, right? Pasting here. This is the path, right? Next, I'm going to take the DOM path. So let me remove all these things. Save. Not required. Inner text not required. Href not required. Save. Save. Now again, I am going to take one more object cloning command. So I am going to select the title. I am going to capture the second one, not the first one. I am going to capture the second one. So here I am taking the path and here I am going to take the DOM path. So if we observe this one, in this div, the value is changing. Here 1 is there, here 2 is there. So I need to customize this particular div. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, third one from the left. So and the same way, here also I need to find this one. So now I have to customize these two values. So I'm going here. I don't want this one. I'll come here. First, I have to customize this. So which number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, something went wrong. Okay. 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 2. Yeah. You have to change this one, right? So that means this one. I'm removing the here. I'm putting counter. And the same way I need to do in the DOM path as well. So where I have to do in the DOM path 3, 1, 1. So this is the div 3 and this is the div 1. Again here I need to customize this. Counter, save. In the same manner, I'll customize this object cloning as well. Here, counter, div 3, div 1, counter. So now I'm going to run from this step. See, first one is open. Let me go and check, cross check. See the same one, right? Mapsofindia.com states and title also same. Next, same. All these things will be extracted one by one. What is the last one? This 29 states. Oh, again, it's going. Don't know where it is. Yeah, done. I think it's done. So I think, yeah, it's completed. So like this, loops will work. So this is about loops command.